This episode was fire. Things have really started heating up, all the build-up is finally paying off, and the result of that was the best episode of ReZero Season 2. From an amazing fight scene to a heartfelt confession, this episode truly encapsulated everything I love about ReZero. Emilia freed the sanctuary, Rem said an entire sentence, Elsa was more of a masochist than Darkness and Horizon combined, Subaru burning down the mansion was the perfect way to say fuck you to Roswaal, but Rom had something different in mind. Even without a horn, she's still horny for Roswaal. The episode began with Garfiel showing his faith in Subaru. He tells Elsa that no matter how many mobbies show up, Subaru's just gonna laugh. The immediate contradiction with Subaru looking like he just shit himself was a nice dose of humor that was followed by even more humor. Subaru thought that if he filled the room with dust, he could light the dust on fire to make a dust explosion, causing the Guiltylowe to bite the dust. Now, if you guys wouldn't mind a quick science lesson from Bill Nutt the Science Slut, dust and flour are both combustible while suspended in the air of a confined space. If there's enough tiny particles and enough oxygen, it produces a shock wave when met with a source of ignition. This happens often in flour mills and coal mines, so it's definitely a real thing, but you might have also seen it in anime, especially if you have shit taste. In episode 8 of Goblin Slayer, they fight this giant testicle that shoots fire lasers, but after Aldebaran throws a bunch of flour everywhere, the fire lasers end up causing a dust explosion, and the testicle is defeated. So does this mean ReZero copied Goblin Slayer? Subaru tries to do the same thing to the Guiltylowe, but miserably fails. Luckily, Otto conveniently brought so much oil that the United States might declare war on him. Emilia finally tries DMT, and I'm assuming what she saw in her third trial was similar to Subaru's unthinkable presence. However, there is one very big difference. The second trial is totally fake, and it only shows you unthinkable presence that were never supposed to happen. But the third trial is supposedly the inevitable future, the disaster yet to come. While the previous trials were just fabrications, the third trial is instead a prediction. The trial calculated Emilia's future using her memories combined with Echidna's knowledge of the world. As we know, Echidna's predictions aren't 100% accurate, so the future can still be changed and probably will. But a lot of theories can be formed based on what we saw, and even Emilia wasn't sure whether each future was a different possibility or a continuation of the previous one. Although keep in mind that Echidna handpicked every future she wanted Emilia to see, so there's a high chance all the good, happy ones were intentionally left out. Now, it makes sense why the visions couldn't be animated because they're literally the future, so anything they showed us would have been a spoiler. However, the dialogue was delivered by the actual voice actors, so I could be wrong about some of these, but here's my interpretation. Subaru tells Reinhardt he's nothing more than a hero, which is oddly the same thing Puck said. He then sarcastically thanks Reinhardt for the help, implying that Reinhardt wasn't able to prevent something bad. Wilhelm mentions a sword and calls someone a thief. This one sounds like an older version of Petra apologizing to Subaru for getting in his way. That's of course Old Man Rom praising Felt. Otto wishes he died in the cave when he was captured by the witch cult. Al regrets not killing someone. Krush overcomes a curse. Priscilla declares victory. I'm assuming she won the royal selection. Rom wanted to kill someone who ended up being a good person. It could be either Roswaal or Subaru. Julius doesn't want to surrender. Anastasia's crying, wishing someone would have asked her for help. It sounds like they died, but I can't say for sure. Garfiel promises to kill Subaru. Roswaal realizes he was never really alone. I think he's referring to Hector. Frederica seeks atonement. I have no idea what that's about. An older version of Felt threatens to kill anyone who stands in her way. Felix panics after something rejects a soul. And finally, last but not least, I wasn't too sure about this one. Just kidding, because Emilia saw Rem in the future, it means Rem's gonna wake up eventually. It probably won't happen this season, but this means we shouldn't lose hope. In the light novel, Minerva's words to Emilia were described as nostalgic, and for some reason, Minerva didn't want Emilia to see her face. I got a lot of weird vibes from this scene, and really the entire interaction felt like there was more to this relationship than we've been told. Minerva also claims to have known Emilia's mother, which is the craziest part in my opinion. I just don't see how that could be possible because Minerva died 400 years ago and Emilia's only 100 years old. So if Emilia's mother knew Minerva, she would have been at least 300 years old when she gave birth to Emilia. I've thought about it a lot, and I know this is kind of a lazy conclusion, but time travel is the only explanation that makes sense at the moment. Every other theory has a few holes in it, but time travel would literally explain everything. Emilia's family tree is currently the most confusing aspect of ReZero, and it most likely won't be revealed until the final season, but if you want to speculate in the comment section, I'd be happy to read your thoughts and theories. Garfiel might actually be the most badass character in ReZero after this episode. I love the way they spun this plot twist. Garfiel's transformation gave him the advantage over Rock Piggie, and he literally deleted half of Elsa's face. That might have been the second most powerful slap of this anime season. This fight scene was everything I've been waiting for. Amazing voiceover, brand new OST, smooth animation, easily the best fight scene of the season by far. There was also this implication that Elsa is a vampire. If true, then Garfiel might turn into one because Elsa bit him. To be fair though, he did bite her first. Either way, I wish that was me. I think it's very misleading to call Elsa a vampire because aside from her quick regeneration ability, she has literally nothing in common with vampires. She isn't pale, she doesn't drink blood, she doesn't take damage from the sun, and her weakness isn't garlic. It's Garfiel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Elsa loves Garfiel. Although he may be only 14 years old, you know what? Elsa doesn't discriminate based on age, race, or gender. She just wants to kill everyone equally, so we should at least respect that. But unfortunately for Elsa, it doesn't look like Garfiel celebrated International Women's Day. What makes Elsa such a unique villain is her strong desire to murder. None of the other villains actually enjoy killing. Even the archbishops only do it when they feel it's absolutely necessary. Elsa is the one villain in ReZero who kills people for pleasure alone, and that realization makes Elsa a lot hotter, a lot scarier than before. But you know what they say, with great oppai comes great responsibility. Elsa was a thief in the past and ended up getting caught. As punishment, the shop owner tried to rape her, so Elsa killed him and fell in love with the warmth of his guts. She had a very tragic history, but I think we all know what's about to happen after a character suddenly reveals their backstory. Elsa's death was an amazing scene. Maybe she could have dodged it if she wasn't so infatuated with Garfiel, but Rock Piggie's thickness was just too much for her. Not only was Rom's confession the highlight of the episode, but it was also the highlight of the season. The insert song and the voice acting were absolutely perfect, and I think the visuals and direction were perfect too, but I couldn't tell because my vision was obstructed by tears. Yes, I cried, but I also laughed when Roswaal thought Puck entered his Beast of the End form, but it was just Puck but larger. The cliffhanger made it look like Roswaal won the fight, and if you were paying attention, it wasn't snowing yet at the time, but it was snowing when Emilia left the tomb, and we all know what that means. Big Chungus will be arriving shortly, so hopefully Emilia's ready. Rom's confession has so many parallels with Rem's confession in Season 1, including the insert song. Both Rom and Rem had their own song playing during their confessions. And I know I say this every week, but this episode was a 10 out of 10. I'm absolutely stunned, guys. I just want to hurry up and make this video so I can rewatch this episode again. The rolling credits, by the way, only show up in ReZero when White Fox knows they've made a masterpiece. I'll have to wait for the recency bias to wear off, but right now, I really think this was the best episode of the entire season. I don't expect Choose Me to top this. ReZero Season 2 has only 2 episodes remaining. We're almost ready to start the next arc of the story, and similarly, my YouTube channel is also beginning a new arc. For the past 2 years, my channel has only covered ReZero. If you haven't noticed, literally all my videos are about ReZero, and that's because ReZero is my favorite anime. But this might shock some of you, I do watch other anime. The only reason I haven't talked about other anime is because it was just a personal goal of mine to reach 100k subscribers with only ReZero. So now that I hit that milestone, I'm gonna start talking about other stuff too, especially now that The Devil is a Part-Timer is coming back. That was one of the anime that really got me into anime, so I can't wait to talk about that. Plus, it'll be nice to finally watch a series where Emilia's best girl. But if you guys have any suggestions for a specific series you'd like to see on this channel, let me know in the comments episodes. I want to give an obligatory thank you though. 100k subscribers is a massive milestone, especially for a channel that only covered one anime. Although not being eligible for the silver play button due to an active copyright strike from Kadokawa was kind of a boner kill, so the satisfaction faded a lot quicker than I thought it would. But anyway, after season 2 finishes, I'm still gonna talk about ReZero, but I'm gonna make other videos too. Don't forget to give this video a like and make sure you subscribe 900,000 times so I can reach my next milestone. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm out for now. Keep talking about ReZero. Peace out.